Everybody, hello, hello, hello. Come on in the room. Come on, come on, come on. In the room, I'll give you a couple of seconds. Well, as you know, this is Childhood Obesity Month. I am your teacher for these particular series, Zandra Wilson. I'm the health and wellness instructor and director for Calvary Baptist Church of Hawthorne. I'm so excited to be here teaching these classes and bringing you just a little bit of knowledge, just a little bit. I don't know a whole lot, but just a little bit that I know. I get a lot of joy in sharing it with you. So come on in the room, everybody, so we can get started. I'm so excited that you decided to join me and learn a little bit more about childhood obesity, since September is just that. We've also covered mental health and bullying and all that kind of stuff. So if you get a chance, go back and look at the last two classes. A couple of weeks ago, we had Liel and her mom, Kiwana, on here talking about her experiences as a 14-year-old in school, dealing with bulimia and eating disorders, etc. Talked about a little bit of childhood obesity, as well as bullying and healthy eating. Last week, we kind of touched on a little bit of healthy eating, but I kind of went into a little bit about what childhood obesity, what is it? And a couple of success stories with some kids, because this particular month, we're going to talk about how kids are fighting back. And so today, I'm just going to bring it on in. We're going to really dive into healthy eating. So I really want our youth to really get into healthy eating and understanding that healthy eating does not mean the food has to be nasty. Come on now. There are some really tasty treats and food options that are really good. But first, you kind of need to know what is healthy eating and what's appropriate for your age group. So, you know me, I love to start off with a video. So, we're going to start off, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to start off with the video to kind of talk about, go ahead, what that is. So,
smile and learn.
Today we're going to learn what healthy eating means. What is healthy eating? For humans and other living beings, eating is the process of taking in food. This is how we obtain the necessary nutrients to survive and carry out daily activities. If we want to grow healthy and strong and stay energized throughout the day, we should eat healthy. Healthy eating should be complete, including foods that contain all nutrients, and balanced. That is to say, our intake of every nutrient should come in the right proportions. During the digestion process, nutrients in foods are absorbed in the intestines, and from there, they are distributed all over our body through the circulatory system. Food nutrients. We could group food sources in many different ways. One way of doing that is by looking at the nutrients they provide. These nutrients are carbohydrates, also called glucides, fats, also called lipids, proteins, water, vitamins, and mineral salts. Would you like to learn more about them?
yeah.
Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are nutrients that provide our body with energy so we can exercise or play. But not all carbohydrates are healthy. Bread, rice, or pasta are healthy high-carb foods. There are high-carb foods, also called foods high in glucides, that are not good for our health. An example would be sweets like pastries or candy. Eating fruit is a healthy way to include glucides or carbohydrates in your diet. Besides, fruits provide us with vitamins too. Fats. Fats are nutrients that provide us with energy and help with vitamin absorption. That's why they are essential for our body. Nuts, avocados, or olive oil are high-fat foods. Other foods like meat or butter are also high in fats. Eating too much of them may be harmful to your health. Eating healthy is not about adding many high-fat foods to your diet. Proteins. Proteins are nutrients that make up the tissues of our body. like muscles or bones, for example. Also, proteins transport some vitamins and boost our immune system. Animal proteins are found in food sources like meat, fish, eggs, or dairy products. There are also vegetable proteins, like the ones found in legumes. Remember to combine both for a balanced diet. Vitamins and mineral salts. Vitamins and mineral salts are nutrients that help us stay healthy so that our body can carry out the vital functions. Fruits like oranges, strawberries, or bananas, and leafy greens or vegetables like spinach, broccoli, or carrots are packed with vitamins. Minerals are found in the water in small amounts and in different types of food, like lentils or meat that contain iron. Did you know that in order for our body to get the vitamins it needs, we should eat at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day? Water. Water is very important in order for us to stay hydrated. It is the most abundant substance in all living beings. Did you know that the majority of your body consists of water? That's why it is vital to drink water throughout the day, and drink even more when we do physical exercise or when it's hot outside. Healthy eating tips. To have a healthy diet, we recommend to follow this advice. Eat different kinds of foods that will provide you with all the nutrients you need. Eat at least 4 meals a day with the right portion size. Drink water frequently to stay hydrated. Do physical exercise to strengthen your body and use the energy from the nutrients in the food you've eaten. If you follow this advice, you'll be preventing diseases like obesity or diabetes. Watch what you eat to grow healthy and strong. Enjoy your meal.
Okay, guys, I'm so excited um, to share that with you. So, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about kids, right? And what's good for them, the age groups, as what they should be eating, physical activity, all that stuff. Now, I pulled this up off of the internet. Pediasure, even though we know Pediasure is a brand for kids, I really like the information. I'm not necessarily advocating for Pediasure, even though I've heard nothing but wonderful things. But for the sake of this teaching today, I am not necessarily promoting it, but I love the information that they have on their website for us. So this is what I'm going to come from today. So making sense of the food groups. Now, a lot of us are like, why do we have to go through all this with all these different food groups? What are the recommended daily servings for kids? Hint, it's smaller than you think. We are so conditioned to having these huge portion sizes, right? So remember the Happy Meals at McDonald's that no one gets anymore? Those used to be like the norm for the kids, right? You get the little toy and the little fries. Now these young kids are getting the Big Macs, Whoppers, supersizing their fries and all that stuff. So they don't need all of that food and all that fat. So let's talk about this. Let's view the food pyramid for my kids, for the young kids. Okay, so whole grains for fiber energy. So each of the 5 food groups provide nourishment, but certain groups are best for providing specific nutrients. So we need to know that, right? What are those, Andra? I'm glad you asked. Whole grains for fiber and energy. You got to eat the whole grains. That's how you get through playing sports, just getting energy throughout the day, right? You need those whole grains. Vegetables for fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Okay. Fruit for fiber and vitamins. Dairy for calcium, vitamins, and protein, meats, beans, and fish for protein. So you need all 5 of these, each and every day. Okay. So, how much do kids need? The amount of food kids need from each group varies from gender and age. This chart gives you a general idea of the amount from each food group that is suggested for a complete, balanced diet. As a general rule, a nutritionally balanced diet should include at least 3 of the 5 food groups at each meal. Preferably, you need to get all of them in, all of the 5 food groups in each day. If you can, you may only have 3 of them for breakfast, and another 3 for lunch, another 3 for dinner. Okay, so snacks should contain two of the groups. Learn more about the basics of child nutrition as we go forth with this particular slide today. So here we go, guys. The 5 food groups recommended daily servings for children. So 2 to 3 years old, 3 ounces of grains, 3 ounces. So a slice of bread, a cup of ready-to-eat cereal, or a half a cup of cooked rice. Cooked pasta or cooked cereal equals 1 ounce. So you can have the cooked cereal, could be oatmeal. Okay, so most kids, when you're trying to feed your kids healthy options, a lot of parents have the oatmeal, so that's considered one of the food choices. 3 ounces, right? 4 to 8 years old, you need 5 ounces of that. 9 to 13, 5 ounces for girls, 6 ounces for boys. So as you can see, depending on the age and the gender, it changes, and it's not that much. I mean, when you look at it, you look at the package and see what the serving sizes are. If it says 1 ounce, if it's, we all know what a slice of bread, but again, guys, remember the slices are different now. We got the mega slices. So be knowledgeable with the slice of bread that you are feeding your kids. Okay. Vegetables, we're going to go buy a cup with vegetables. So 2 to 3 years old, 1 cup of vegetables. 4 to 8, 1.5 cups, and then 9 to 13, 2 cups. Okay. Or 2.5 cups for boys, 2 cups for girls. Okay, 1 cup of raw or cooked vegetables or vegetable juice, or 2 cups of raw leafy greens equals 1 cup. So again, a lot of times we have smoothies in the morning, which is what I use. So I'll put some raw leafy vegetables in my smoothie. Ideally, you want to go with raw food. Nothing is going to ever be organic raw foods. Your vegetables, nothing, and your fruits. If you can go with raw, that's fine. If you can't get a hold of raw, get some raw organic food, chop it up and freeze it. If that's your second thing. If you can't go with that, get some cooked stuff that's already prepared, or canned, right? But canned, you want to be careful because you want to see how they're packing it. If it's full of sodium, that's how they preserve a lot of this stuff, guys, right? So you want to try to stay away from that as possible. But if you cannot, and all you have are canned vegetables, take it and rinse it. So when you open up the can, dump it in like a strainer and then rinse cold water or something over it. And then that's how you'll get all of that sodium and salt off of it, right? So that you don't want that extra salt on there anyway. It's just extra calories and extra pounds. So you want to get rid of that. Fruits, also by the cup. 2 to 3 years old, 1 cup. 4 to 8, 1.5 cups. 9 to 13, 1.5 cups. Again, 1 cup of fruit or 100% fruit juice, or a half a cup of dried fruit equals 1 cup. So again, you're going to want to always go with fresh fruits, as much as possible. And if you can't, fruit juice. So what I do is I'll buy the fruit, and then I'll juice my stuff. And you can freeze it, make freezer pops, and do all kind of fun stuff with that. Put some seltzer water in there, cut up some fresh fruit. I mean, there's so much you can do, and it tastes really good. And I highly recommend organic, because if you get organic fruits, you do not have to add sugar to it or any type of Splenda. You don't want to ever add sugar to your juices and stuff. But if you just had to, you may want to use cane sugar. Most importantly, Splenda, a natural sugar. Not Splenda, I'm sorry, but stevia. Stevia. So stevia is a natural sweetener. So you want to kind of use natural sweeteners instead of the processed stuff, right? But I'm telling you, it is so good. Milk and dairy, a cup again. So we're going by cups. So 2 to 3 years, 2 cups of some type of dairy. 4 to 8, 2.5 cups. And then 9 to 13, 3 cups. So that's milk every single day. Now, a lot of us that are lactose intolerant, like myself, I drink almond milk. But you can switch that up with low-fat milk, yogurts, all kinds of wonderful stuff that will substitute the dairy. So let's talk about it. A cup of milk or yogurt, 1.5 ounces of natural cheese, or 2 ounces of processed cheese equals 1 cup. Again, when at all possible, you want to stick with all natural stuff like fresh fruits and vegetables, cheeses, everything organic or natural from the farm if you can get it, right? So meats and beans, we're going to talk about here, ounces. So 2 to 3 years, 2 ounces. 4 to 8 years, 4 ounces. And 9 to 13, 5 ounces. Now, what does that mean, Zandra? 1 ounce of meat or poultry or fish, or 1/4 cup cooked dry beans, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, or a half an ounce of nuts or seeds equals 1 ounce. You see how small it is compared to what we're used to eating? And a lot of times we don't measure any of that stuff. And I'm telling you, if you can get into measuring your foods, and just eating when you're hungry. You can even start off by just eating the foods that you like, but just measuring it. We think that's crazy to measure our food, but you will find out once you're measuring how much we overeat, how much foods we overeat each day. We're just eating. If you just dump a bag of chips on your plate, you're just going to be eating till they're all gone. Instead of just measuring it out as to so many chips on your plate, and then you're full. If you just try that, that'll help you lose a ton of weight just by default, right? And then when you start substituting stuff out, like fruit juices, and get rid of the sodas. If you can get rid of those sodas, oh my gosh, and even go to fruit juices, you're still better off, right? So these are some of the things. And again, you want to try to incorporate at least 3 of the 5 food groups at each meal. So again, you want, breakfast, you may have some oatmeal, 1 cup of cooked cereal, you know, fruit, obviously, for breakfast. So that'll be your second thing. And you can actually have 2 servings of fruit. That will, wrap up 3 of them right there. And then milk. So usually for breakfast, you usually have the milk, the fruits, and the cereal, right? Lunch would be definitely your protein. You can have a sandwich of some sort. Let's say you have some fish, veggies, and maybe a cup of milk or some yogurt or fruit juice. And then dinner, of course, meats, beans. That's 2 right there. And then veggies and fruit juice or something like that. So if you can concentrate on, for your children, at least 3 of the 5 each, and make sure the portion sizes are small, and make sure that you're eating. The other issue that we have is that a lot of times what we do is we don't eat breakfast and we don't eat lunch. We're snacking. I just had a little, start adding up all those snacks that I just had a little protein bar here, and I had a piece of bread here. You add all of that up, you've had like 4 meals. Or you don't eat at all, and then dinner comes, you got food from left to right. And you're eating all this food that doesn't have time to digest, process and digest through your body, and you're sleeping on it. So that's why you want to eat small portions each day and do meal prep. So at the beginning of the week, Sunday, get up and just, after church and after you praise the Lord and after football or whatever, take some time and just prep your food for the entire week. Cook all your meat, your meats up, and you can cook your beans and stuff, and then just have your vegetables at the last minute, because it doesn't take long to cook veggies. So you can have your Instapot or whatever, a couple of minutes, boil or steam your veggies, and then you have a full meal. Just have it all in airtight containers. Some of that stuff you can freeze and then just take it out and put it in the oven. I'm not a big fan on microwaves. But you can pop it in the oven, and it doesn't take long, and your meals are already prepared, and they're delicious and they're healthy. Most of us just don't want to take the time to do meal prep. Okay, so that's very, very important. So additional nutritional solutions. So again, here is with Pediasure. So I'm not recommending Pediasure, but always have some form of substitute that has some nutrients in it each day. Some people use Pediasure for their kids, Ensure. I say make your own. Just use your vanilla, your almond milk, add some nuts in there if you want, some cocoa powder or some vanilla powder, and just make it delicious however you want. That could be your drink throughout the day. So you want to kind of have some ready to go type stuff as well. Okay, so that's the one thing. Let's go back. Okay, so what every parent should know about nutrients. Most kids ages 4 to 18 don't get enough calcium. See what other key nutrients your child may be missing. So let's talk about that. Okay, vitamin D. Now, what is vitamin D? Vitamin D is a unique nutrient because it can be obtained from food, but the body can also make a vitamin D in the skin with the help of sun exposure. So for a lot of you guys who don't drink milk, a lot of Black people, because we're lactose intolerant, we don't drink a lot of whole milk. Make sure you get out into the sun, okay? Get out into the sun, even during winter months, just to feel them rays on you. Now, don't stay out there all day, of course, but just get out and get some sun exposure. During winter months, production of vitamin D in the body can be lower due to less sunshine and less time spent outside. But you can definitely get vitamin D just by going outside. What are its key functions? And then some people say, how long do I stay outside? I usually recommend 20 minutes to a half hour, and just enjoying the sunlight. And when you're out there for hours upon hours, and that's when you can get into skin cancer and all that kind of stuff. What are its key? Oh, and also wear some type of moisturizer on your face. Vitamin D is essential for promoting calcium absorption in the digestive system and maintaining adequate blood levels of calcium and phosphorus, which allows for normal bone mineralization. Without sufficient vitamin D, bones can become thin, brittle, or misshapen. I'm sorry, I need the glasses. Also, vitamin D is a fat soluble can't talk today. Also, vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin that helps to activate immune cells and properly regulate their function in the body. See how important vitamin D is? What are some good sources? I'm glad you asked. Good sources of vitamin D include fortified milk, tuna, salmon, egg yolk. Another good option is, of course, is Pediasure, which we, again, let's spread this out a little bit more. Oh, that was in. Oh, okay. So again, what are some good sources again? So fortified milk, tuna, salmon, and egg yolk. Potassium. What is potassium? Some foods high in potassium includes vegetables and fruits. Water balance is important. You gotta drink your water. Keep a water bottle near you. You can buy one of those gallon water bottles online, or if you can't, just buy a gallon water bottles, $1 from the dollar store, $1.25, and just keep it filled and drink it throughout the day. Now, you may not get through a full gallon, and that's okay because everybody's body is different, but you want to drink as much water as possible. When you're drinking a lot of water, it really does cut down on your appetite. So you're eating less when you're drinking a lot of water. And that's why I say have fun water, like water that has fruit in it, or spritz, some of the spritzer type water, lemons wedges. Make it fun, and the presentation of it makes you want to drink it, and it's delicious. And it's so delicious. Okay. So again, water balance is very important as it moves body fluids necessary for circulating blood throughout the body, helping kidneys remove waste from the body and assisting nerve transactions that move muscles and cells. What are its key functions? Potassium is involved in multiple key functions in the body, including nerve transmission, muscle contraction, and the movement of fluids in the heart and kidneys using blood vessels. What are some good sources? The main source of potassium in the human diet is vegetables. So that's why you want to get as much vegetables in you as possible, like organic vegetables. Again, you can grow them in your own garden. If you can't, go to a farmer's market or go to a fresh fair store. I know they have them in Cali and other states as well, where you get some fresh organic vegetables and get them, clean them up, cut them up, and freeze them. That may explain why many children are not getting enough potassium because they're not eating enough vegetables. Bananas, citrus fruits, and other vine fruits like grapes and blackberries are also good sources. Okay, so you can learn more about this by My Plate for Kids. You can go online and pull that up, and it'll kind of have the plate there. Let me see if it'll pull it up. Oh, I'm gonna pull it up here. Okay. Calcium. Calcium is the most abundant mineral in the body. That's the bones, y'all. And it is essential to building strong bones, teeth, and muscle. Yet, some kids don't get all the calcium their bodies need. About 99% of the body's calcium is found in bones and teeth, where it is essential for formation and maintenance of strong bones and teeth. The remaining 1% of calcium is found in blood, muscles, and other tissues and has important roles in blood clotting, muscle function, nerve transmission, and blood pressure. So these are the key functions of calcium, which is why you need to make sure your bones and teeth and stuff is healthy, right? What are some good sources? Of course, we know about milk. All of your dairy has all of the calcium that your body needs in a day. So you have your milk, your cheese, your yogurt, dark leafy greens, and sardines. All of you guys that love sardines. Okay, so that's really, really good. A good source of calcium. We all know water, but you didn't know some of those dark leafy greens had calcium in them as well. Fiber. Dietary fiber is the edible part of the plants or other carbohydrates that is resistant to digestion and absorption in the small intestines. Complete or partial digestion of dietary fiber occurs in the large intestines. So what are the key functions of this, Zandra, dietary fiber? Fiber plays an important role in supporting a healthy digestive system, and it helps keep the body system clean and running smoothly. That's how you eliminate, guys. If you want to have a normal and frequent bowel movement, because you really should be eliminating every day. Some people say after every meal, depends on how your body or your system works, but you should be eliminating every day. But you need that fiber in you. Trust me, if you get enough fiber in you, you will be eliminating every single day. Okay. So it helps keep that body moving and running smoothly, right? And of course, you don't want the crap staying in you, because that's how diseases start. That's how you get sick, because you got a bunch of crap. It's made to come out of you. So you want to make sure you have fiber so you can move it out of you daily. Plus, when combined with ample fluid intake, fiber helps move food through the digestive system and helps reduce the risk of constipation and other digestive disorders. So that's where all that water comes in. So when you're drinking water and your fruit juices and your water with your spritz in it and all that good stuff, and you have your digestive fiber, I'm telling you, it just moves through your system and it cleans out your intestines. And that's how you keep your little flat stomach. If you want that flat belly, that's what you need to do. Keep running all that food out of you that you're putting in you. So here's some good sources of dietary fiber: grains, whole grain breads and cereals, oat bran, brown rice, and barley; fruit, apples, oranges, bananas, berries, prunes, and pears; vegetables, green peas, artichokes, baked potatoes with skin, and legumes. Dried beans, split peas, and lentils. Come on now. Are you guys eating this stuff? Okay, now these are some really, really good sources of dietary fiber. And if you can't get it, guys, what a lot of us do is we just buy it in the little powder form, right? So do what you got to do to get it through your system. Okay, so let's go. What's our next one? So we talked about what every parent should know about nutrients. What's in nutrition facts? What's in nutrition facts panels? Do you know how to read them and what to look for? Let's talk about that. So when you're shopping at the grocery store, you should really read what is inside of that package, right? What's on a nutrition label? There are two sections to the nutrition information on food labels. We got the nutrient information and the ingredients list. So the nutrient information is up here. You can see my cursor. And the ingredients list is down here. Okay. So it's important to note that the nutrient amounts listed on the nutrition label indicate the amount in one serving, not the total amounts in the container. So a lot of times we pick up a container of something and we're like, oh, this happened to be for one container. But for majority of them, it's usually 2.5 servings, right? So bottom line is, if it says serving size 2.5, that means the whole bottle or the whole box or the whole whatever. So just time 2.5 times the 240 or the 300 or the 150. That's what you're consuming if you have that entire package of whatever it is you're eating. And it's most notable on potato chips. So we'll turn around, look at potato chips, and they'll say 200 calories. Man, look at how many servings. It could be 5 servings, 4 servings. So you do 5 times to 250. So bottom line is 1,000 calories you're consuming in that one sitting. Okay. It's important to note that the nutrient amounts listed on the nutrition label indicated, again, is only 1 serving, not the total amount. To determine the total calories in the whole package, again, multiply the calories by servings, which is what I just said. The percent daily values, that's DVs, listed on the nutrition facts panel help you determine how much of a nutrient the product provides in one serving based on a suggested total daily intake. The DV percentage represents the amount of each nutrient one should have in a day based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Your child may need to eat fewer calories in a day, so keep this in mind and consult your pediatrician for your child's needs. This is important because a lot of our athletes, they take in way more than 2,000. Swimmers, I think I heard like Mike, I forget the name of the swimmer, Michael Phelps, I believe. I think he was taking in somewhere like 8,000 calories a day because of the amount of activity that he was doing. So you want to make sure you keep that in mind. If you're sedentary and you're not doing anything, you definitely should be down with the lower amount of calories per day. Okay. Serving. The serving size, it tells you the number of ounces, grams, or milliliters in each serving and the number of servings per container. So your servings is up here. Calories shows you the number of calories in one serving and how many of those calories come from fat. So here's the calories, and then here's how it's broken down here. So total fat is 9 grams. 12% of the fat calories come from fat. So you need to kind of know that when you're putting your healthy eating plan together. Highlighted nutrients provides the amount of the nutrient in each serving, which includes fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbohydrates, fiber, sugar, and protein. Existing percent DVs can be found in the right of the nutrients in this section. So all this. So you got your vitamins and minerals, shows what percentage of the recommended daily value of vitamins and minerals are in each serving. So all of this is daily based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Keep that in mind. All of this is based on a 2,000 calorie diet. When you're putting your plan together, just keep that in mind. Daily values explains the percentage of recommended daily values each nutrient provides. And we know about the ingredients list. It just tells us everything that's in it. Now, also keep in mind, guys, that if you have some green beans and it has like 50 different ingredients, that's the first red flag. It should just be green beans. Some of them will have green beans, water, and some salt, a lot of salt to preserve it. So that's why when you open that can up, rinse it off. And I keep forgetting to do that most times, but rinse it off and then just put water in and then put your own herbs and seasonings. Okay. All right. We're getting through this. Nutrition can affect a lot more than energy levels. Learn how nutrition impacts children's health. Let's talk about that. Nutrition is an important part of a child's development. Most parents understand the importance of good nutrition to help children grow and develop physically, but emerging science has shown that nutrition can also impact children's health in other surprising ways. Let's talk about that. The immune system. It may surprise you to know that between 70 to 80% of your immune system is located in the digestive system. That's why that fiber is so important. A balanced diet helps fuel the immune system, right? By providing necessary nutrients so the digestive system can function properly. Ways to help. Fiber plays an important role in supporting a healthy digestive system by helping to keep the system clean and running smoothly. There are two types of fiber: soluble fiber, which absorbs water and slows digestion while feeding the good bacteria in the gut. It is found in foods such as oatmeal, nuts, beans, and some fruits and vegetables. And insoluble fiber helps stool pass quickly through the digestive tract by adding bulk or roughage found in whole grains and vegetables. These two types of fibers work together in the digestive tract to support immune health. It's so important. Okay. Behavior. It happens to everyone once in a while. You missed breakfast or skipped lunch, and in a few hours, you are feeling it, right? You may be distracted by hunger, unable to concentrate, or even feel grouchy. Kids experience the same symptoms from skipping meals, and it can affect their behavior. In fact, school breakfast programs have been proven to have a positive impact on classroom performance and behavior, particularly for kids who are not getting the nutrition they need. Certain children that are significantly below normal height and weight may experience failure to thrive. That's a condition with common symptoms, including delayed mental and social, as well as physical skills. So that's why breakfast is so important. In a study of school-aged kids, more than 2/3 of kids who were food insecure experienced a decrease in emotional and behavioral problems after 6 months of a school breakfast program. How you can help. One way to help your kid choose help is to help your child choose healthy foods to eat. Having regular meals yourself, because when you're eating, you're actually encouraging your kid to eat healthy. So you can't go out and have McDonald's and burgers yourself and then, hey, have these broccoli and carrot sticks. That kid's like, But if you do it as a way of life and they're seeing how you're healthy and vibrant, it really does help the kid. It really does help your child. Having a well-balanced diet and eating regular meals can help prevent that distracted, grumpy feeling and provide kids with a strong start to their day. Okay. Physical activity. Being physically active helps kids feel better in more ways than you might think. Kids who are physically active have better brain function and tend to do better in school than kids who aren't. A balanced diet that contains all the food groups will help ensure your child has the strong muscles, healthy bones, and energy to lead an active life. Here's some ways to help. The body gets the calories it needs for energy from 3 nutrients: carbohydrates, protein, and fat. Carbohydrates, calories are the simplest form of readily available energy. As long as there is not an excess of carbohydrate foods, this energy is burned as fuel and is not converted into fat. That's why exercise is so important. Sources of complex carbs, such as whole grains and fresh fruits and vegetables with the skin left on, because a lot of the nutrients are in the skin, provide fiber that the body digests more slowly and therefore are the best choices for both of us, kids and adults. Protein-rich foods are broken down into amino acids that are used by the muscles for growth. Unsaturated fats, also called healthy fats, right, are a necessary part of a healthy diet. When protein, carbohydrates, and fat are consumed together, digestion is slowed and energy is provided over a longer period of time. So some healthy fats are like breads, some whole grain pastas, brown rice, stuff like that. Some oils, avocado, um, what do you call it? Olive oils, stuff like that are healthy fats. Cognitive development. Good nutrition is important for cognitive development. Emerging science shows that many nutrients are needed for healthy brain function. DHA affects cognition, and visual development. B vitamins help with the creation of neurotransmitters. Vitamin E protects membranes in the brain, and vitamin D helps prevent neurodegenerative diseases. It's a balance of many important nutrients working together that contributes to a healthy brain. Okay, let's see what our time is. So we won't, okay, we got a little bit more time to, we're almost finished, everybody. So here's some ways to help. Providing your child with a balanced and varied diet, including many different nutrients, such as vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B, can help give them a healthy start as their brain continues to develop. So that's why it's so important when your child is young that you're feeding them adequate and proper foods, because it's all into their development. It's into their brain development, their physical development, emotional development, with eating a healthy diet, getting up in the morning, giving them a small portion size of a breakfast that's included. Now it has to have some healthy, something that has some fiber, like that oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? If you guys watch some of the old shows, sitcoms and stuff in the morning, always had that oatmeal and maybe a piece of bread or some fruit. That stuff carries you through lunch. Right? Just fruit, just strawberries and berries is not going to carry you all the way through lunch. You're going to need something to hold on to that. We call it that stick to your gut type of meal in the morning. Okay. So again, make sure you provide your kid with a balanced diet. Okay. So what's normal height and weight? Let's talk about it. Normal height and weight. So the growth chart. So let's see. The growth chart displays curved lines that represent the expected pattern of gains in weight and height. So you guys can pull this up. Let me see if it'll give me Google growthcharts.com and it'll pull up BMIs. It'll pull up the height, weight. Like for instance, I'm 5'8", so it would say if I'm 5'8", and I'm this age, I need to be weighing this amount. My BMI needs to be this much, right? I think for me, it's anywhere between 135 and 140. And you should have this waist size. So it'll kind of give you an idea of where you should be. Okay. Percentiles. What does percentile mean? For example, if your doctor says your child's weight is in the 50th percentile, that means that out of 100 normal, healthy children, 50 kids would weigh more than your child, and 50 would weigh less. A child in the 70th percentile on height will be taller than 70 healthy kids and shorter than 30 of them. So that's what percentiles mean. So there's no specific answer to this question. So some people want to know, okay, when is there a cause for concern? So when should I, be concerned about it? Everybody is different. That's why you need to have a good talk with your doctor and know your child. Know your child, know what, you know your own body. So you'll know what's normal. Because a lot of times they don't know what's normal, right? We still are fighting, especially people of color, with this dairy, as part of the food groups. Like a lot of us are lactose intolerant, so we cannot eat or drink a lot of the dairy and eat a lot of the cheeses that other people can eat, right? So you need to kind of know your body and know what you can and cannot do. Okay, and finally, medical conditions and nutrition. Is there a link? So, failure to thrive is a condition that describes a child that is gaining weight significantly slower than expected. FTT is usually diagnosed when weight is consistently below the 5th percentile, or if weight crosses 2 major percentile lines. It has a variety of causes, from medical conditions that make it hard to absorb nutrients to lack of appetite due to medications or a child not eating properly. So there's so many different reasons why your child may be into this failure to thrive category. Underweight. When a child is underweight, the reason could be one of many, and you guys know that it could be they're not eating correctly, they're bulimia, they're not having enough foods at home. So that's why your doctor will come in and ask a whole bunch of questions and be able to eliminate what it couldn't be, what it may not be, and be able to give you some solutions going forward. Colds and flu. When kids get sick with the cold or flu, they may not feel like eating. That's all of us. When you get sick, you don't want to eat. So that's why they may not be gaining a lot of weight. They may have a lot of diarrhea, dehydrated, vomiting. So that's going to have them lose weight. Attention deficit hyperactive ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So that's another condition where medications and stuff can really have your child not wanting to eat. It just causes a decrease in appetite. Asthma that is not well controlled can cause fatigue and an overall feeling of poor health. Celiac disease, yep, it's a condition where kids have an intolerance to wheat, rye, and barley. So they may not just eat it. You may not know it because you haven't had them checked. And lactose intolerant, that's us. So lactose intolerance is I should say a lot of people of color, is the inability or decreased ability to digest lactose, a sugar found in milk and dairy products. The only solution is to remove this sugar from the diet. In children, however, that means removing an important source of calcium, which is essential to developing strong bones and teeth. So that's why they have all kinds of solutions now. You may have to eat it in small portions. They may have some type of dietary supplement. You may have to drink vitamin. They have milks without the lactose, but again, like they're saying that you're missing something. Also with the the green vegetables. So that's why the vegetables are so important when your kids are eating, to get that vitamin D in and to get the lactose is what a lot of the kids need for growth. Okay. So again, it's when they have the inability or decreased ability to digest lactose. And again, that's a particular sugar that's found in milk and dairy. So again, that's very important because removing it causes a decrease in calcium, right? Which is an essential form or essential element to a developing child's body. Okay, kind of have a little hard time talking today, but that's okay, guys. I hope I got through this. I finished sharing my screen. That is all I have for you. I'm trying to make sure I kind of get through this swiftly. If you have any questions, you got to hit me up. You can put your questions in the comment section, or you can email me, Zandra, S's and Sam Wilson @yahoo.com. I would love, love, love to answer any of your questions. I love teaching this stuff. Next week, Tracy Evans Dixon is going to join us. We're going to talk about childhood obesity when in children and how we can overcome it, because this whole month is kids fighting back. So you guys from today's lesson have all of the whys behind why this stuff is important. You have enough information to go forward to be able to cook healthy and eat healthy. Next week, we're going to talk to someone who actually had to battle childhood obesity. Okay, I'm so glad you decided to join me. So again, I'm Zandra Wilson. I'm the Health and Wellness Director for Calvary Baptist Church of Hawthorne. It was such a pleasure to teach this class with you today. Until next time, I will see you on October the 3rd. Okay, bye-bye.